Hi, Saeem. My name is Georgy. I am here to have a conversation with you about Lethal Black. So, before we start off and discuss this, I just wanted to set some context and tell you that we're building a podcast called AngelStack. And what we're doing here is we're trying to have conversations with as many startup founders as possible in the next 1 to 2 years so that we have enough information about, let's say, 100 to 100 uh, potential startup investments that investors can look into. And you are one of the first products that we're looking into to try and understand what the market is like here in India. Uh, so yeah, to start off with, I would like to ask you, can you give me a brief introduction about who you are and what your idea is?
Sure. My name is Saeem. I basically come from investment banking background. So I have around 10 years of experience in investment banking. I worked in companies like Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan. I quit my corporate job and I started Lethal Black around 2023. And so basically what Lethal Black is basically we sell gaming peripherals in the Indian market currently across Amazon, Flipkart, and website. So we really have a huge online presence currently. Yeah. So our main product right now is around gaming chess, but we are looking to expand to other gaming related products as well.
Perfect. And can you tell me how is your background in any way, if it has helped you come up with the product or in the research to try and at least, let's choose that this was your first product, like a gaming chair would be the ideal best first product for you.
So basically, gaming has always been a passion. I had always uh, resonated a lot with gaming since childhood as well. So I used to play a lot with my friends and family as well. And I thought it would stop at some point, but it didn't. Like even when I was having my corporate job, I used to find time. So for me, it was all about finding a product that I could really resonate with and that I'm really passionate about. So that's how we started off with gaming chairs specifically. And I think the earlier question in terms of how my previous job helped me with this is basically a lot of at my time in investment banking, it was a lot of like data analysis and stuff. So that helped me to do my product research and stuff, looking at numbers, data analysis, consumer behaviors, and all that. So that is one of the key reasons. We also looked at other products before settling down on gaming chairs. We looked at potential other products, but I couldn't find my passion towards it. So hence we didn't go further ahead with that. For example, we also looked at something like sea catches and stuff. Because at that time it was pretty popular and the market was using there's a high demand for such products at one particular point in time. And we also considered something for like baby, some tables for babies and stuff, like DIY tables for babies and stuff. Those are things that we considered, but again, like I said, it didn't make sense until we found a product that we could be passionate about. So
Got it. So when you started off, you were not sure if you wanted to actually get into the gaming peripheral space, but you thought that you just wanted to like try and understand the market with a product, let's say, even if it's a snake catcher, right? For
yeah.
Amazon ecosystem, was it particularly for Amazon?
Yes, I mean, we wanted to focus more on Amazon at the beginning because we felt like Amazon provided a platform for new brands as such. Because you already have the traffic that's in Amazon is already people with buying intent, so it just makes it a little more easier. If you have the right product at the right price, the right quality, that was place to start. So we want to test our waters on Amazon, and then what we're doing right now is basically we have established a set of sales on Amazon. We feel very comfortable with it. Now we're looking to expand to other niches. Like by that I mean like focus more on website and more on branding and all that stuff. Like taking an outside view, a holistic view, not just Amazon.
Brilliant. And can you tell me how was that move from a corporate stable job to being a startup founder? And was it difficult or easy for you?
Yeah. It's only 100 times more difficult than you than you think it's gonna be. So it's just like it's a how do I say it's kind of like you just have to experience it. It's very difficult to say it in words. Like people say it is difficult and stuff, but say is one thing and experiencing is a totally different volume. You really need to how do I say it? You have n number of things that you need to do, and you really need to learn what needs to be prioritized when. Because otherwise, you just end up like focusing on the wrong thing, and you not push your brands, as much as it could go forward. So yeah, I think that's been still something that we're still working on trying to figure out and stuff. But yeah, the longer you go, the easier it's gonna get probably.
Got it. And so I was looking at the space, right? You have quite a lot of competitors in the Amazon ecosystem. Plus, there are other D2C brands here in India who are selling gaming peripherals and especially gaming chairs. And why do you think your product is better than theirs?
Right. So majority of the brands, right, across gaming chairs, gaming peripherals, and everything, India is predominantly very price oriented market. So majority of the brands follow that trend. So we really sacrifice on quality in order to bring that price down, right? So we want to take a step back from that approach and basically like focus on really high quality stuff at a reasonable pricing. That's what we're looking at. So um, we're not we want to provide really good value for money, right? That we don't want to provide cheap products. We want to provide like premium products, but not with a premium price tag on it. So, for example, I could say you gaming chairs you can find at multiple different price ranges. You can get it for even like $8,000. You can also get it for like $30,000. Right. So our products are starting around like 50,500 around that range is where we are starting. And that's a perfect midpoint where somebody who's really wants to invest in a chair that they can use for the next 5 to 10 years, they can close their eyes and go for our brand because we don't sacrifice on quality and we don't cut corners there. That is one thing across. That's a principle that we apply across all our product lines, and we don't want to get into the price war with any other brands because that's not what our objective is.
Got it. So let me talk about the product a little bit more. So how do you go about this whole research, right? First thing, do you manufacture it here? And if you do not manufacture it here, how do you go about figuring out what the quality is like? How do I know that when I sit down on a chair that it's comfortable for me? How do you go about that research?
Right. So it's you have to really like deep dive into each product in order to understand which component makes that product last a lot longer. And especially, I'm talking specifically when it comes to chairs because there are certain important elements to a chair that will make the chair a more long lasting. I can give you examples like, for example, the foam that's used on a chair. Like this cheap chair companies basically use something called as a recycled foam. So basically, they take foams that are being used before onto the making of their chairs. What will happen with that is the more hours you spend on that chair, your chairs will start sinking, right? And they lose the comfort and ergonomics that it's supposed to offer to you. So you'll probably able to use it for 2 3 months, and after that you realize it gets really uncomfortable, and then you end up spending another set of money for the new chair, right? So what we do is that on our chairs we use like high density molded foams. That's basically quite hard enough and stays like really long. So that's why I said like we can easily last for our chairs. Last for like 5 to 10 years, and our chairs comes with like 2 year warranty as such. So that's just one particular thing that would make your chair like last longer. And then there are other components like gas lifts on the chair that has multiple different quality. So we choose the ones that have already been certified. That's like BIFMA certified and stuff, which is like university accepted. So there are different standards to it, right? So we don't cut corners there to ensure that the overall quality of the product is by far better than what these cheap gaming chair companies offer.
Brilliant. And yeah, the second part of my question was, do you manufacture it here, or if you are importing it here, how often do you visit China or wherever you import it from?
Right. So at this moment, gaming chairs, currently we do the designing in India. So design of the gaming chairs happens in India, but we unfortunately in India currently do not have the capability to produce those goods at the level of quality that we want. Hence, we are reliant on factories outside of India, right? So China being one of them. But like I'm hoping like maybe in the future, if we are able to produce in India, then that's definitely an option that we definitely consider. But at the moment, it's designing that's happening in India right now, right? So in terms of the quality as well, like we feel that like China is able to offer a better quality compared to what we have in the local markets right now.
Perfect. So let's talk about your customers, right? So if I ask you who is your dream customer, how would you define them?
My dream customers are roughly around 25 plus um, male, range between 25 to 35, who has enough money to invest in gaming gears and don't think twice about it. It doesn't have to be a hardcore gamer as such. It can be just gaming enthusiast or somebody who uh, you know um who enjoys gaming or who like the aesthetic appeal of gaming chair, for example. Doesn't even have to be a gamer. It could be somebody who's just doing a 9 to 5 corporate job. That's fine. So that'll be an ideal customer for me because uh, for right now, our products are quite high value products, right? So it's important for us to target customers that have enough money to spend.
Got it.
So yeah, I would say that.
Is there any one particular customer story that you want to share with us?
We have multiple customer stories. Like I mean, majority of our customers, like vast majority of our customers, are extremely happy with the products that they buy because it's a like the Black is a relatively like new brand, and when they invest around 50,000 rupees on a new brand, their expectations are quite low. And vast majority of them come back to us saying that like, "Oh, this is a lot more than what we expected in terms of quality. We like it, we love it." That's the sort of approach that we normally see. So it's really nice to see that they're able to see that value, that they're able to like trust a new brand and through, they feel that they've made the right choice. So we're able to provide that sort of emotions to these customers.
Perfect. And can you tell me something that is something new that you've learned about your target segment or the customers that you initially, when you're in your research, you did not think was possible,
Um,
or it came off as a
it's
surprise to you?
I mean, I wouldn't say it. I mean, it was our audience where we kind of really knew, like we were targeting somewhere around like age between like 18 to 35, and uh, but we just realized it's a lot more easier to convince somebody who's 25 plus who already has sort of job than trying to convince somebody who has a really high intent to buy, but unfortunately do not have the enough funding to buy it. They're really interested in the products. They probably bought the products for like 6 months or something, but because they have the funding limitations, they're not able to go ahead with it. So we right now for us is like as I mentioned, right, we just try to focus majority of our advertisement targeting and everything to high intent customers, right? So hence we spend a lot of ad budget on Amazon compared to like Google or Meta because the buy intention is quite low compared to what is on Amazon.
Got it. Uh, Brilliant. So let's move on to the next segment where I want to talk to you about the hustle culture that you're currently facing, right? Like as a startup founder. What is something that is happening behind the scenes that that you're oddly proud of? That you think, oh, I didn't think I'd do this when I was working for a corporate job like in JP Morgan and Goldman.
I think I think what I learned in the last two 2 to 3 years is a lot more than I what I learned in the last 10 years that I was in Goldman or JP Morgan. I think the real life experience, right? Real life that meeting with people, meeting with customers, or talking to customers or something, uh, and whatever decisions that you make, you can see the direct impact and quite instantaneous compared to a corporate job where I often like used to wonder like what sort of impact am I really leaving? Like in terms of my job, how does it really impact the overall well-being of the firm, right? And this is kind of like a lot of gratification because you can immediately see that, you know, whatever actions you take positively or negatively, you can see that impact, right? So it's really a call on you, and that keeps us going. So like I used to wonder, like, you know, in corporate job we spend 10 hours or 10 to 12 hours every day working for a corporate, and I thought like my initial intention was that like, okay, I'd rather spend that time on my own company sort of thing. But then I realized that I'm working, there are days where I work more than 10 to 12 hours for Lethal Black as well. But um it doesn't feel like work, like, because that's why I keep on saying that it's so important to find a product that you're really passionate about, right? So
Got
that keeps me going. Yeah.
perfect. And what was your initial investment like in terms of time and money before you started this off?
So we started really small, right? We started really small. Again, like I said, it was just basically whatever money that I saved up during the 10 years that I was in the corporate. That's what I used to, you know, start a Little Black. We just like our initial concept was really just try to test the market with one of the products. We tried with one product. We tried with an RGB sort of gaming shell, which I thought I was really, at that point, I was on product differentiation because I really want to stand out from the market. But unfortunately, that is not a great choice. Like you're pricing a product that extremely premium product that's worth around 80,000, and couple that with an electronic item that is prone to defects, right? It's not a good marriage, right? And we kind of learned that the hard way, but we did learn it. And then we kind of like pivoted from the RGB gaming chair approach to just a normal gaming chair without the RGB gimmicks, and just like make it as ergonomic and as comfortable and as high quality as possible. And that did work out for us, right? So yes, you need to differentiate your product, but you shouldn't also go too overboard with it unless you know the market really well. Because we didn't know the market at all, and then we just went to the other extreme of a product differentiation without even understanding the market. That was a mistake that we did, but we pivoted from that. It took our time, but we did.
Fair enough. And what is one number or a metric that keeps you up at nights today?
It has to be, I think, the biggest challenge right now for new brands like us is advertising. Advertising cost is something that you really need to keep in check, because if you don't, it's so easy to like overspend on ads right now across platforms. I'm talking about Amazon, Google, and you just don't know how your budget gets eat up just like that. So that is something that we strongly monitor from our end, because brand and being a new brand, like Later Black, and having to product to sell, having to sell a product that is worth 15,500, it's a huge task. It's not easy. Like if I was selling a 500 product or 2,500 rupees product, it would have been so much more easier because you don't need to convince them that much. But right now, there's a whole lot of convincing that needs to be done before a customer decides on considering our brand for their purchase, right? So right now, there's a lot of ad spend that's going, but later on, as we introduce other products, we are hoping that we can leverage that already existing brand awareness to cross sell to other products that we bring on to the market.
If, let's say, I were to give you 25 lakh rupees today, what would you use that money for?
Um, I think right now, as I mentioned, right, uh, we would probably like use that money maybe for launching like new products at the moment, right? So I think what is important for us right now is to uh, create how do we say create a dominance in the scaling peripheral niche, and adding more products to our portfolio will really help, irrespective of irrespective of the margins on some of these products. Like it could maybe some of the products can only bring in single digit profit margins, but that's okay. But the fact that you're able to offer a vast array of products would really help with the brand trust building activity, right? So they come into a website instead of just seeing just gaming chairs or game keyboards or gaming mouses. If they're able to see like I don't know, like gaming headphones, monitors, monitor mounts, mouse pads, all sort of different things, it will automatically help us. It'll make our job easier in terms of convincing them, right? So definitely like bringing in new products, definitely. Yeah. And then, yeah, Kak said it shouldn't be like bringing it. Yeah, I'm just saying like it shouldn't be like you're bringing in products for the sake of bringing in products. You really literally have to. We will definitely see that if there is a market for it, and if there's something that we can, we can establish ourselves, only that. Otherwise, just bringing products doesn't make sense. But you get the point. Yeah.
Got it. And in terms of the team that you're building, right? Like, what are some of the qualities that you look for in your early teammates?
I think right now, like for me, like anyone who's really passionate about building something with us, right, irrespective of whatever they do. It could be just an SEO person or just somebody who takes care of digital marketing space or anything, but who genuinely has a passion to grow with us. That's what I'm looking for. So I want really like a long term partnership with whoever we hire for the next like 4 5 years, and we will do whatever we can from our end to be flexible about it, right? Whether it's in terms of like hybrid work environment or like their timings. It doesn't have to be a 9 to 5 thing. I don't believe in that. Uh, as long as we genuinely feel that they're really passionate about growing with us, that's all. That's all that it takes.
Uh, can I ask you, who do you call when things go sideways?
I think I just it's extremely important. I can't stress this enough. It's extremely important to have a mentor. I who knows what you're talking about. Now, ideally, who has an experience in your field, not specifically gaming niche, but in general. Like for example, somebody who already has experience in selling on Amazon. Right. For example, mine would be my brother because he established his brand around 2019 and he's doing quite well for himself. So whenever things do go wrong, I definitely do rely on him in terms of how did he overcome that obstacle? Because I'm sure he also faced similar difficulties when he was launching his brand. So whether it's Amazon, whether it's whichever area it is, I think it's very good to have at least a few mentors so that uh, you know uh, you can rely on them at the time of need, and that really helps.
Got it. Was he the reason that you got into this space?
Actually, yeah, he was. As I mentioned, like, so I was back. I was back in India. I was working in Poland for around 5 years. I quit my job. I came back to India, and I was just doing my own set of research. And I had a conversation with my brother, and he was like, "Why not try Amazon?" So that's when I started all my like product research phases, and then we discussed, and then we ended up with viewing chess. So that really helped. Like his mentorship, like really helped, gave me that confidence, saying that okay, yeah, this is definitely a possibility to consider.
Got it. And do you have presence in Amazon as well as the B2C website, or are you purely present on Amazon alone?
As I mentioned before, so we are on Amazon, we're on Flipkart, we're on other marketplaces as well, and plus we have our own website. So initially, our focus was only on Amazon because that's where the our expertise really did lie. But now, like we are expanding onto our website. So our website has been open for around like almost a year now. So yeah, but we are heavily focused more on our website at the moment.
So someone new who wants to like start and build a product on Amazon, what are your suggestions to them? Do you think it costs a lot of money? Do you think it is an easy market to enter? Do you have any suggestions for a fresh founder for tomorrow?
I would say if like there's a lot of misconceptions happening in terms of if Amazon is like a passive income sort of thing. I can tell you it's not from my experience. Like definitely not right now because the competition is really high, irrespective of the markets, right? Irrespective of the categories as such. I would suggest for somebody new coming in, uh, just really go for a product that they're really keen on, that they're really passionate about, and uh, try to understand, try to minimize the competition as much as possible. Um, and I think Amazon is a great place to start. Uh, and I would say not just have an Amazon approach, but have a really holistic approach. Don't have this product oriented approach, but more like a brand oriented approach, I would say. So people who start on Amazon often do have this very product oriented approach, and then they realize, oh, I need to add on other products as well at a later stage. That might or might not, you know, correlate with the brand that you're trying to build. So have a long term vision. Think outside of Amazon. Think more like a brand than on a product level. Is what I would recommend.
Fair enough. And so going back to your team, right? So if I were to ask you or tell you that you have unlimited amount of money to hire one single person, who would you hire today? And what would they do?
I think right now the stage that we are in, I would. So the unlimited money is only to hire somebody.
Just one person and to do one simple
Okay.
task or one single job.
I think I would just because given the place that we are in right now and our focus right now is something completely off Amazon because we're really comfortable with Amazon at this point. I would bring in somebody who can really like take our website to the next level, right? Make it like a conversion machine, I would say, right? Because I already told you the difficulties of getting somebody to convert on our website because of the whole trust element. Amazon already has like our products being on Amazon, it's already kind of like trustworthy for the customers, but it becomes 1000x more difficult when that same customer comes on our website, right? So that building that trust is extremely important, and you need to set up your website in such a way that it's properly curated for those sort of customers to, you know, to make it more as converting as possible. Right. Even for a customer who's a little bit hesitant, should I not? Is it trustworthy? Should I invest 15,000 bucks on a gaming chair on this particular brand that I haven't heard of? So yeah, that's where I would go. The proper overall strategy, I would say.
Got it. So, so you keep mentioning that your products actually cost quite a lot of money, right? Let's say 15,500 rupees per unit. Can you tell me how much does it cost you to acquire one single customer to convert them into that purchase decision?
I think it would roughly cost around anywhere between um, around 1,000 to 2,000 bucks, roughly. It's a customer
Fair enough.
acquisition cost.
Yeah, so that's about good 7 to 10% of the money that uh you would be making in
Wholesale price.
revenue, right? Fair enough. Okay.
Yeah, easily. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So the final section that I want to get into, uh, it's the challenges that you are facing as a founder, right? So can you tell me what is the one thing that is keeping you up at night today?
I already told you it's mainly like advertising cost. So I think as I mentioned, right, that requires constant monitoring. It requires constant monitoring and constant tweaking. Whether it's so, like, as I mentioned, we've been focusing a lot on website sales right now. So we have actually increased a lot of our ad budget to uh, to places like Google, to places like Meta, as such. And it requires constant tweaking in terms of your creatives. And a creative that did really well, but 2 weeks ago might not do well now. So we need to figure out why. We need to make changes to it, tweak it, to make sure that it continues to convert. So that's a different set of challenges, you know, that we have to do. So keeping advertising cost in check is, that's where for us in this sort of business, that's where your profit lies. If you're able to keep your advertising in check, then there's nothing like it. But if you're not able to, then that's gonna definitely, without a doubt, eat up your profits.
Fair enough. What's one hard truth that you had to face as a founder that you just realize you're like, oh my God?
Hard truth. It's it's actually, fortunately or unfortunately, it's pretty difficult to do business in India as such. You will face a lot of roadblocks. It's not easy at all. Especially like if you have like if there is any certification required or anything of that sort, it's not as smooth as it could be. It's like if you say it's gonna get done in 2 months, I would probably allocate 4 months or 6 months to it, right? So you need to, and I learned that the hard way, right? So you just need to anticipate that in advance so that you don't you have a realistic view of the timeline that you're looking at. But again, my brother was doing business in Europe, so he didn't have much insight into what was happening in India. So for me, I really did not have a mentor who was specifically doing something in Indian market, such or something that somebody I was really close with, so that I could ask, hey, how would you go about this? So I had to like dig out information on my own and find out things out on my own, make mistakes, and then learn from it. So I think, yeah.
Got it. One final question. What is your definition of success?
What is definition of success?
Your definition of success.
It
How would
depends.
you
Like
define?
my definition, I think, um, I think we just have create something where, like like if Lethal Pack turns out to be a brand that brings uh excitement to my customers, I think I would be pretty happy with that. I would consider that as success for me. Like, I mean, if they hear Lethal Black anywhere, like, oh, Lethal Black, like, like how people talk about Razer the brand, that like if I can like create at least 60% of that, I would consider that as success. I would say my job is pretty much absolutely good job. No, yeah, I know. You shouldn't name low rate. Yeah.
Perfect. Fair enough. I think, yeah, this is mostly what I wanted to discuss. This was very insightful for me. I have to thank you for your time. And
No.
yeah, I will let you get back to your work. I understand that you have quite a schedule ahead of you in terms of your new launches and expansion plans. So generally, thanks so much for your time, Saeem. And good luck with our endeavors.
Thank you so much, Raju. Thank you. Take care.